You're tired of office life and ready to move beyond employment. And God bless you, you said no thanks to all the MLM offers. I'm going to touch on 5 business processes that can be turned into profitable micro SaaS. Enough that it can replace a typical 9-to-5 job and even go beyond it. The 5th one is so stupidly simple, you'll kick yourself for not thinking of it. We're going to be thematic. As promised, I'll share 5 micro SaaS ideas. But all of them will be some form of business function automation targeting your local average SME. And each can give you the freedom to work in your underwear for the rest of your life at home. All can be handled by a solo entrepreneur, but I'll mention which ones are simple enough to build and launch using no-code app builders and which you'll probably need technical help with. Very quickly, I want to explain why jaded office workers are the perfect match for B2B Micro SaaS. The short answer is, you finally get to monetize your suffering, my friends. You've lived the experience. You've used digital tools at work. You'll know what can actually be solved through automation and what still needs an intern to sacrifice their weekend. That intuitive knowledge of pain points that actually hurt is how you build solutions that sell. Ignore your lack of technical knowledge first. Focus on finding a worthwhile idea. Speaking of which, let's start with HR. The MVP, a 100% anonymous whistleblowing app. Can it be done with no code? Yes. One of HR's biggest roles is making sure everyone from interns to CEO obeys company rules and the law, because otherwise it opens the company to legal action. Thing is, nobody does something wrong, then goes to HR and say,
"Hey, I just did something wrong. Sorry."
In normal situations, it's also unrealistic to expect co-workers to rat each other out. There's fear of revenge, especially if the wrongdoer is in a higher position. While a whistleblowing micro SaaS takes that fear away. Complaints are fully encrypted and anonymous, so by default, even management won't know who made that complaint. Maybe unless law enforcement gets involved. Since the app is anonymous, you have to secure it in a way where employees need an organization-specific password to submit complaints. With no fear of being labeled a snitch, people are more likely to report unethical practices that would otherwise go unnoticed. You've worked in an office, you know nasty shit is always going on. And now, so will HR. Business development. The MVP? Competitor analysis. Can it be done with no code? Yes, for a prototype, but you'll need a developer to build a full-scale product. So this one could be the most valuable on this list. And it doesn't technically have to start out as a micro SaaS or anything of SaaS. But the ultimate goal is definitely a SaaS product. Let me explain. This micro SaaS allows a company to select competitors it would like to keep tabs on: pricing, product SKUs, current promotions, anything that could give them an edge. Then it scrapes competitor website for these details, say once every 24 hours. And the user can always pull up a simple comparison table showing how they compare to competitors. Now I, the business, can tell how to differentiate myself, or that there's nothing unique I have to offer, and I enter a price war that kills the whole market.
What have you done? Scorched earth.
Here's where the not a SaaS product part comes in. If you want to be the definition of a lean bootstrap startup, you could manually update those tables. That's why you ask for 24 hours between each update. It's tedious, but you can start with minimal financial resources. As you get more users and more revenue, you start to invest in proper automation. And by now, you've more than validated the idea. Hey guys, remember that ideas are fun to brainstorm and entertain, but they're worthless without execution. I'll be bringing you content on how to execute, how to hire, how to go solo without going local, and ultimately how to go from idea to app. Sounds good? Subscribe and on to the next idea. Design. The MVP? PDF analyzers plus simple but beautiful quote generator. Can it be done with no code? Probably not. I think low code at a minimum. If every person who claims to read those 100-page industry reports actually reads them, I will boil my t-shirt in teriyaki sauce and eat it on camera. People mostly want to be seen as well-informed, it's branding. These reports are to flex. And one of the most popular ways is to display a statistic from a report from Deloitte or McKinsey and say, hey, according to them, our services are super in demand. You need us, we're God's gift to mankind, and hey, it just happens to coincide with a 70% discount. The donkey work is to find a report and scan it for the most debating statistic. Then you need to create an attention-grabbing design that prominently displays the stat. Google handles finding reports quite well, but an app that can scan the PDF and list out all statistics from biggest to smallest value or based on keywords and then insert it into one of the selection of customizable designs would save a lot of time and effort. You could use an OpenAI API call to handle the PDF scanning and listing, and then you get to market it as AI powered. But it's actually useful. Keep in mind, you probably need GPT-4 as PDF frequently have statistics and percentages in the form of images rather than text, and regular GPT-3 can't analyze pictures. I guarantee you marketing departments would love it, even solopreneurs for the right price. Nobody has to actually be well-read to look well-read anymore. Leadership or finance? The MVP? A comprehensive and up-to-date local SME grant matchmaker. Can it be done with no code? Yes. A government grant is free money. No business owners or directors would ever say no to free money that can help them grow and scale the business. The issue with grants is that navigating official channels is like peeling an onion. Layers upon layers of that makes you cry. You can finally peel back that last layer and god damn it, it's just more onion. I'll just use my own government's website as an example. It's not user-friendly at all. All your micro SaaS has to do is to take this mess and make it easy to understand and navigate. In terms of app infrastructure, it doesn't get any simpler. You just need a platform where businesses can create profiles and fill in key details that then automatically matches them to grants they qualify for. Make it easy for them to fill in these details. They then decide if they want to engage you to facilitate the grant application process for them. Your typical business owner doesn't have time to be writing letters and reading fine prints. If they qualify for a $100,000 grant and you say you'll make it happen within $5,000, they'll be stupid not to take it because they'll be costing their business $95,000. Your main responsibility is to stay updated. If a new grant is released today, you need it on your app, and companies that qualify must be notified as soon as possible. For everyone, this last one is one of those ideas that are so simple they sound dumb. But then you realize people are dumb, and it's a genius app. The MVP? An email extension that gives unskippable prompts for you to check different parts of the email before sending it. Can it be done with no code? I think you know you can't no-code your way to a Gmail extension. Bet you're thinking, that's so simple. It sounds dumb. Everyone takes email for granted. And that's why everyone has sent an email or two they regret. Let's go to where all stories of regret end up, Reddit. In some cases, it's a catastrophic error like this. I'm not even gonna read it out. There's a certain smell in the air where someone's about to get fired. It smells like they just shit their pants. This happens all the time, and it doesn't have to. A simple reminder would do wonders to prevent stupid stuff like this. When you load out Gmail, the extension triggers a checklist of simple action items. Be sure to check the CC list, the attachment, spell the recipient's name right, things that people take for granted. And a company can customize the checklist based on their SOP. You're selling the promise that from now on, they will never have to worry about consequences of faulty emails. And now you see it's a genius app with potential application way beyond B2B. Now, a lot of these apps will have existing competition. There is nothing new under the sun. Part of being a micro SaaS founder is of course having a great solution, but you also need to play to your strengths and differentiate your SaaS. And as someone who's been in the trenches for some time and is now transitioning into running a micro SaaS, you have 4 unique advantages. Existing industry networks. Your former colleagues, employees, and clients are people you're already on speaking terms with. Many of the solutions you create will address their pain points. You have an invaluable base of potential interviewees, beta testers, and early adopters. They can provide the initial social proof you need to open doors to cold leads, the hometown or small guy card. Assuming your product is at least as good as an overseas alternative, you should absolutely lean on the homegrown angle. People are happy to support those they share common ground with, but it mustn't come at a cost. What I mean is, if your product is inferior and you try to sell it purely on patriotism, it's going to be seen as a guilt trip and nobody likes that. Lower prices for a leaner product. This is the benefit of being a micro SaaS that just does one thing super well. You can undercut pricier and fancier alternatives without sacrificing the quality of your product. Sometimes, businesses are forced to pay more than they want for SaaS subscriptions because unnecessary features are bundled with essential features. I'm a victim of this. I pay for a YouTube idea generator. I just want their keyword suggester, but it's lumped with a bunch of AI helpers I don't need. And there's no option to separate the two. If you know a good YouTube keyword tool, let me know in the comments. Personal branding. This is closely related to your network. But if you have been in the game for some time, and especially if you are a known public persona, find a way to work it into the story of your app. Big apps are faceless, corporate entities. You are not. You are a person with a story and a dream and a solution. There's a fitness dude called Mike, super jacked and super smart, and he has a super successful workout app. It looks like a good app, don't get me wrong, but it wouldn't be nearly as successful if it wasn't tied to Mike's extremely likable and respected public persona. Disclaimer, these only work if you have a decent reputation and product. One thing I hope you notice is that for every micro SaaS entry, I describe an MVP. If I let my imagination run wild, I could think of so many features I would want to add to each of them, like the PDF visual creator, begging for a custom icon library and caption generator. But it's not necessary yet. If you're going to be running around micro SaaSing, you need to understand how to separate essential features from nice to haves. The essentials are what you race towards. That's the minimum work needed to have a legit solution. Let's head over to my video explaining MVP to see just how minimum can be while still being viable. Before we go there, please subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and tell me if you like any of these ideas. And tell me what sort of videos on app development you would like to see. Cheers!